think that one of the other reasons why Pokemon appeals so much is Pikachu. Marketing of this merchandising of Pikachu. They released a new Pikachu for every single game. What are we on now? We're on like Emolga for Black and White. Before that was that weird, was it Pachirisu? The
pre-evolution or something?
The squirrel. No, they're all versions of Pikachu.
Okay.
Every single game, they had like the Pussy and whatever. No, not even pre-evolutions. They're just new Pikachus. They got flying squirrel
I know what you're talking about.
They have new versions of
Plusle and Minus.
Yeah, there you go. Those are also Pikachus. They're all
they
cousins.
are.
No, you just try to make new ones.
Right.
Well, everyone thought Pika Blue it was like another thing where it was just a water type Pikachu and it was Meryl.
Yeah,
but then you find out they came out with Piku. Then they came out with Piku, and that just Pichu. Thank you. I don't know why I said Piku. It was the pre-evolution one,
which looks exactly like Blush and Minus, and then you assume that Blush and Minus
except black.
Yeah,
it's got the black in it.
And completely useless in melee because every electric type attack it uses, it harms itself. Which that was like a great idea by the design team.
But the thing with like Pokemon is like for so long there's only 150.
Right.
Right, and then suddenly, like rapidly, there's new ones.
There's
like every season,
there's 400 or something.
Like, how did you not notice these things existed?
You got garbage Pokemon. You got ice cream Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, it's beautiful.
There's a vanilla ice cream Pokemon.
Yes. I love you.
And there is a trash bag Pokemon.
You got chandelier Pokemon. Beautiful. All of them. I don't know why.
And they're taking also other Pokemon that had one evolution or no evolution, and now they're a triple evolution Pokemon.
Alright.
Yeah.
But Ditto will only be Ditto.
There's
this
thing on the internet where it's like, what if we're actually watching Pokemon backwards, and it's like, you know, there are actually only 150 left, right? They're all became extinct, right?
That would actually be interesting because it was a thing that went around the internet for a little while, where it was this poster of Professor Oak going, since the dawn of human history, we've logged and cataloged and found 150 Pokemon. Since in the 3 years since you've left home, we found 400 more.
Yeah.
It is an explanation. There is no explanation given to why that is, but the fan base doesn't care because it's just more stuff to collect, and it's more stuff that you grow attached to. And it's a very defined and very simple goal. If you give someone a very simple goal, but structure the world that it will take you a long time to achieve that end, you will actually attract a massive crowd. Games like Skyrim and well, pretty much. I know you love the game, but pretty much.
Skyrim's good for different reasons.
Yeah.
It's good for different reasons, but it's good for our generation simply because yes, saving the world and sort of protecting the realms and everything, that is something that appeals to one part of us. But it is a very sort of lofty ambition, and we recognize that. We recognize that this is something that we could only do in a game. Whereas in a video game, telling you to collect them all, any child that's ever received a Kinder Surprise toy and looked at the thing going, oh, there are 6 more things to collect, I never once completed a collection in Kinder Surprise.
But you want
And you get chocolate with that, too.
Exactly, but the thing...
The chocolate was good.
The different... Yeah, it is. They made their own bars out of it.
Bueno.
The Bueno bars and the actual Kinder sticks. But basically, it appeals to that sort of thing that, alright, I never completed any of the Kinder Surprise things, here's so much more, but I can actually complete it.
Yeah. For a lot cheaper.
Bloody hell, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to say, though, the one thing I don't like, I like the fact that they added more Pokemon, because eventually collecting the same 150 is going to get boring after, Plus one. 151, and it doesn't make sense
And
there.
Mew is supposed to be an accident. Like, I think it's supposed to be...
Mewtwo was like the clone, but how it's somehow the one before Mew. But
actually, if you take a look at the original trading card for Mewtwo and its original lore, it was a Pokemon that was created after horrible genetic experiments on various Pokemon. It had nothing to do with Mew. Its name was just Mewtwo. There was no Mew prior to that.
Yeah.
They just called it Mewtwo after these horrific experiments where they tried to splice everything together.
Wasn't it from DNA from Mew?
No.
No, in
the original lore.
But in the original lore, there wasn't anything like that. I read somewhere that Mew was just like a joke that they kind of just put in there by accident, because you can actually get Mew in the original Blue.
Oh, that was another thing I
Yeah.
didn't like about the North American releases. There's Pokemon you could only get through events in Japan, apparently.
Yeah.
Like the
Right.
Celebi one for Generation 2.
Right.
There's a lot of weird stuff. Like, you can get, like, a pixelated Pokemon, because Cubone was supposed to be, like...
Missing number.
Yeah.
And the
Missing
cheat,
nose.
Yeah.
for the original.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Right.
It's, like, fun little glitches like that, where you can't...
I just hate how they're getting
older.
more cutesy. I liked it when Charmander was like cute, got less cute, got awesome.
What about
Yeah, but there's,
Labrador?
like,
He's beautiful.
Togepi, who is cute.
Well, I mean,
like,
but there was a
gross and,
mix, but
hideous.
like the new 100, they're all just cute.
No, they've got hideous as well. You've got.
Well, I mean, but there's no awesome looking dragons like Charizard.
There
was.
is. The grass type that you start with, what's it called?
Snide. That's not. That
he
was
turns
cool.
into a beautiful Earth Dragon.
But it's still got a cute face.
No way, man. He becomes badass. He's got the.
But he's not Tyranitar level badass.
Yeah, he's more like elegant badass because
Fair enough.
you know what he's tailored towards, right? Because majority of us are born in 1988. We're the Earth Dragoners, so. When we buy Pokemon in Asia, we're like, yeah, Earth Dragoners. Oh yeah, we're gonna play this. Oh yeah.
Still, the cuteness level went up and the coolness level went down, and it makes. And I don't know. It's not something I like because Charizard's still always my favorite. Also, I don't like how you can't find like the major starter 3.
Yeah, the legendaries are still.
At least
Not
put
having
Charmander into the later generations. Where
No, it actually actively doesn't make sense that the initial starters, or the starters from previous games, you can't find in the wild.
Yeah.
Because the starting Pokemon that you have, they do have a major
It'll be
stats boost.
overwhelming. Like, it makes sense in a way. Like,
The way the game's structured, your starting Pokemon have a major stat boost over everyone else, but if they just nerf that stat boost and release them into the wild, it wouldn't be that big of an issue.
And trust me, I would play the game just to catch one.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense that they would drop Pokemon. Well, obviously to like save space on the drive, and so people finish it before they turn 40.
Yeah.
But having the old starters and everything out in the wild makes a lot of sense. Especially for people like us who grew up with Squirtle, Charmander, and Bulbasaur.
Yeah.
And also mix it up, because in Black and White, all I could get was the new generation
Yeah.
when I first went.
Right.
And I would even love randomized placements, like finding like things you could find level 40 in your first playthrough are now in like level 5, so that way I can actually have a chance to train it as I go through the storyline of the game.
Yeah, that's definitely...
Right. Having to scale
It
up
would
on
be
the
good.
Yeah.
Mostly because... But that's only catering to people like us, right? Because, like,
Yeah.
I know, like,
Well,
there are things that I would only watch if it has something, like, attached to it. Like Korra right now, if they didn't keep coming back to the old Avatar, I don't know how much I would keep going back to that, right?
Right.
But, like... I don't know, with the thing with Pokemon, the new Black and White, I actually haven't played. Like, I started...
I played them.
I haven't played it.
I
love
started
them.
it, I bought it, I started it, but I couldn't finish it just because of that very reason.
Oh.
Like, you know, I needed...
You're too far out of it.
Yeah.
It's too distant from what you remember in the world.
Yes.
I don't play the way I used to. I used to play because I want to catch everything, right? But now when I play Black and White, I went in with the mentality, I want everything cute. Because there's so much cute stuff.
See, I'm the reverse. I want everything awesome.
Because you're a man and she's got 2 X chromosomes.
No, that's not
Excuse
the reason.
me.
Hey, the reason
Did I just say I want everything
the reason
cute?
is 'cause-
Don't start
No,
making
you are
things like
wearing the
that.
Dragon Sword, but it's a generalization that's made for a bloody reason.
it's because
I'm just saying, there weren't a lot of fangirls behind Metabots. There were a lot of fanboys.
I like Metabots.
I like old
I love
Metabots.
the
I
voice
hate
acting.
I hate the Kilobot season. That was
Yeah.
god
Doesn't
awful.
exist. Yeah, but I've met guys that have played Pokemon Black and White, and
I played Pokemon.
their
Black and White. I
mentality
liked it.
is even more, I don't know, cute than mine.
It's because the new generation, like I said,
they're like,
there's no
I want
cute.
everything Moe. If it's not Moe, I don't want it. I'm gonna name all my characters after K-On! Characters and K-On! Songs, lyrics from K-On!
If I were in
God.
Pokemon, I'd
Hurting
get
you.
like...
What's next? The guy
I
who's
have
gonna
a
do all
Pokemon
the
gym.
planet characters too.
Go
I have a
Lord.
Pokemon gym with all fire Pokemon and name myself the Phoenix King.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is rather badass.
That's another thing. It's really hard to do themed like 6-man teams.
Yeah.
Well, you can do it. You just won't be too successful.
You won't,
Well, like I said, one of the detriments was like that was the thing in Red. Like I could never get a Vulpix. Like when I first started. By the time I get to the point where I can find one,
Yeah.
all my Pokemon are like 50.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
like no point in me. I just catch it for the sake of having it at that point. Even though Ninetales is like I have a perfect 6 in Pokemon that I want, and I want that just to be my 6 in every game, and
Yeah.
Ninetales is one of them.
I love Ninetales.
I like Marie.
She has Ninetales.
I love I just love the lore around Ninetales. it was really cool. More because it's beautiful, not cute.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It went from cute to beauty.
Yeah.
That was the
Right,
big
and
thing.
you have the same thing with Dratini to Dragonite to Dragonite. You have this sort of elegance.
Yeah, like some of them.
Until the last one, where he just kind of looks awesome until you get to the next
Rapidash
up.
is one of my favorite Pokemon.
Yeah, Rapidash is really cool.
You get to ride a flaming unicorn? Hell yes!
Why wasn't that in more episodes? I don't know. But
I
one of the things I liked about the fact that they evolved from cute to cool was an age thing. Because it's like you're growing. It's like the
It is a
Pokemon
coming
are
of age
growing.
story.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Pokemon are growing up a little bit.
Bildungsroman.
Okay. But I really like that aspect of it. Like, it's kind of growing with the audience, even though it's growing way faster than obviously me.
Yeah.
It was one of the things I really liked. Like, I really liked the new season's a reboot because it got older. It wasn't the same kiddie thing. And then, like, later on, it got darker. It got a bit more serious. The main character changed.
I liked N. Like, honestly, I like his concept where he's like, I gotta free the Pokemon. I'll free your Pokemon too. I was like, but if you play as a guy, you're like, if you play as a guy, he's like, well, that's so romantic. Wait a second.
Yeah, here's the thing though, he does it hypocritically because he still uses Pokemon Pokeballs. And in order for them to do this, they need to catch new Pokemon.
I love the new God Pokemon.
And I gotta say, that would be an interesting storyline where if a trainer just comes in, there's like a family of whatever Pokemon, and he captures the parents, and then the kids are left to fend for themselves.
Oh.
That's horrible.
One really strange inconsistency. In the straight-to movie release, Mewtwo Returns, you see a Nidoqueen and a Rhyhorn that have mated, and you see their children, and you see little Rhyhorns, and then you see little Nidoqueens, rather than little Nidorans, female Nidorans.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah,
Makes no sense.
Okay, they do that in the anime. They had one episode. They were like tiny Gyarados, right? It's like baby Gyarados. They're like what?
Why is this not a market?
Yeah.
Forget that guy that's scamming people with the magic hunt thing. What's going on? Get the baby Gyarados.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. They always have like that. Always perplexes me. But I realize there's something in the anime.
But that's still so like. That's such like a slap in the face to people who are faithful to the series.
I don't know, man. My little cousins, right? When I showed them like Pokemon, they're like, is the guy selling the Magikarp the Goldfish Man? Because in Chinese, right, the Goldfish Man is this guy who goes around kidnapping small children. So they're freaked out. They're like, oh, it's a Magikarp.
That was definitely a good reference.
Playing, they're like freaked out and everything, and then it turns into a dragon. They're like, oh, cool, my fish can like beat up the guy who.
You've seen that comic, right?
Little kids.
Which one?
Okay, we'll see if we can put a link to this down underneath this video. It's a comic that you should all check out, and just look for it below. I will send it to you, and it will be awesome.
Okay.
But that's all the time we have for this episode of Buzz Banter. Please like, subscribe, leave your comments below on why you think Pokemon has had the impact that it's had, and what sets it apart so much from everything else. I have to have a word with Gomer. He's just freaking me out now. But we'll see you when we see you. Take care.
Bye. Bye.